Get off your butts and vape. 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 Get off your butts and vape.
Are we?
Get off your butts and vape. Get off your butts and vape.
My phone just told me to just
Get off your butts and vape.
live somewhere.
We're live. We're live-ish. Can I see you? No. There you are. Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Todd. Todd said he's here for the sexy guest.
Excellent. Excellent. Mr. Todd, it's an honor to have you in the peanut gallery there.
I love Todd right back.
Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to FOGLyFE episode 15. Tonight we have a special guest. We have the Vaping Biker with us tonight. First of all, let's do a few shout-outs, see who showed up to watch this. Socrates is out there. Howdy, Socrates. Razcolio. That's a new one.
Rascolio?
Yeah, Razcolio. James Rivera is here. Mr. Todd is here from Todd's Reviews. Kenny B is here. James Rivera, we already said hi to him, but I'll do it again. Some dudes here. Jan Valerts. L. Ashton. Andrew Eaton is here. Hey, Andrew Eaton. Matt Williams. Alright, we got tons of people flooding in here. Barry Hott's here. Phil Pix is here. Cool. Alright, well, King Jig just rolled in. I want to thank everybody for showing up. Welcome to Friday. I hope you all survived your week. And welcome to the FOGLyFE show. Fresh, how are you?
I'm echoing.
You're echoing. Well,
I'm going to fix it.
is it on your end or is it my fault as usual?
Likely my end.
Oh, here, no, I've got it. We got two versions of desktop audio open. That should fix it right there.
Okay, so I'm good?
Yeah, it should be good.
Okay.
My fault
I'm going through all
again.
my microphones, like which ones are active. There should only be one active.
No, I had two of them running here, so that didn't help.
Okay.
How are you today? How was your week?
I'm doing. It was long, but we made it through this week. This week is a short week coming up, so that's going to be nice. In honor of taking over a country.
Yeah, what country?
There we go. This one, Gizzard Stew, when we took the United States over.
Isn't that July 4th? That was Independence Day.
That was Independence Day.
Oh,
This is from when we originally arrived.
Columbus Day.
That's right.
Columbus
We
Day.
originally arrived, and
Well, when we originally arrived, we didn't take over right away. It took us a few years.
it did take us a little bit.
You know,
It
It took us a few years to displace the indigenous population.
That's right. That's right. You guys don't mind really windy places.
We don't like where we live, so we're moving over here to take your land. How about that?
That's right. Well, no, the thing is England kicked us out because the people who moved over here were a bunch of pretentious assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that says something about our ancestors, Gizzards too.
About the Pilgrims.
About the Pilgrims, yeah. Like you guys have brooms so far up your asses. You're so stiff-necked.
Are you trying to tell me the Pilgrims were dicks?
They were kind of dicks.
All right.
Hopefully we've changed over a couple of centuries.
I never learned that in when I was a kid. The Pilgrims, like, they just partied with the Indians and everything was good in the beginning, and like the Indians fed them corn and.
It was probably good in the beginning. It was probably wasn't too terrible in the beginning, but
I think that if it hadn't have been for the Indians, the Pilgrims wouldn't have survived the first few winters. So that's how we repay people.
that's right. That's right. Here's some colorful glass beads. We want this island over here.
Yeah.
Vape Ross Vape. Every week is a short week for me. Thank you, Vape Ross Vape.
Da-dum-ba.
That's right.
All right. Well, we have a short show. We only have an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and bring our guest in.
Okay.
I'd like to introduce the incredible, the one, the only, Vaping Biker.
Yeah. Look at that camera being all blown out everywhere. How are we doing, everybody?
There we go. There he is.
Good
Now
evening.
I can stare at his handsome mug. Gizzard Stu, you're on your own for the rest of the show. I'm just going to stare longingly at Dean for the rest of the show.
I felt you were staring at me anyway, Fresh.
That's right. I've just been staring at the vacant box that's been sitting here. Like, I know he's behind there somewhere.
Welcome, Dean. Thank you for staying up till midnight.
Thank you, Gizzard. Thank you very much.
Soon it will be Saturday there, I take it.
It is Saturday. It's 20 to 1 in the morning. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
So I apologise for looking rubbish, but we're getting there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a stretch to ask you guys to come on. I figured this show is earlier than most shows, so
yeah.
Otherwise, you're like coming on and it's 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah, I've done that before. So yeah, it's pretty worrying when it's at that time of the morning. But generally, it's all right. I'll always stay awake for you.
At least there's not a lot of people probably up using your bandwidth right now.
No, absolutely.
Everyone's gone to bed, so you have a nice crystal clear picture.
I don't know. There's some LAN parties going on around the corner. Oh man.
I'm in a quiet little village. People don't have those big bad things going on here.
Oh, okay. No Call of Duty. No. Oh man.
So, how was your week?
Good, man. Good. I did a live stream review the other day. That was quite good fun. I'd not done one of those before in that kind of way, so that was enjoyable. It was really scary though, super scary, but it was pretty good fun. I'll probably be doing a few more of those from time to time, and but no, otherwise I've just been super busy. It's been one of those weeks where I've been trying to do a load of stuff for YouTube, but other stuff, takes precedence, which has been a bit of a nightmare. Today I should have done more than I've done, but I ended up posting a load of stuff out for a raffle prize, and then fanning around with photography, and then spending some time with the wife.
I think those are all worthwhile pursuits.
Absolutely.
See nothing wrong with it at all.
No, exactly. And I'm really working on. I got a new lens for my camera recently. Was that the start of this week? Maybe, I can't even remember the days. But whenever that arrived, and that's just had me in awe of how amazing a photographer I am. I'm sure it's all me and nothing to do with the brand new lens. But
there's always a learning curve on those too. That'll take up some time to play with that.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, it's good fun. But I've got a hard weekend recording stuff, I think. So it should be a giggle.
That's good. What are you vaping on today?
Well, I am a little bit of a rig fanboy today, in as much as I'm rocking the Descendant, which seriously needs a clean on the old rig logo there, just because that's starting to go a little bit nasty as it's patinaing. I've cleaned this like 3 times, but I've used it so much it's patinaed up really, really quickly. I've got the big Buddha. No. I've got the Buddha Z. There we go. We'll get there in the end. On the top of that, just because it's all copper and it looks a little bit on the sexy side, I've also got the new rig Squonker.
Ooh.
So I'm rocking that bad boy at the moment with the Cosmonaut that I did the live review with the other day. So I'm banging around with that 2700 in that one. So that's going nicely. And I'm also playing around with the Athena from Geek Vape, which is pretty small but really sharp corners. And then finally the this lovely Kodama Boost from Asmodus with a new tank. I'm not going to be reviewing, but I'm just giving it a bit of a test out. It's the Merlin mouth to lung from those Org Vape people that did all sorts of other tanks. And it's not really quite as mouth to lungy as I'd hoped.
Giving it a whirl.
Yes, absolutely. So giving it a damn good test set. But I could sit here for the next hour telling you what's in front of me on my desk, and nobody needs that. But I am rocking some mixed up West End e-liquid from the Spark Plug. I've got the Spark Plug going on there.
Heck yeah.
We've got some Dat one. Some of that's
How do you like that? The Dat one.
It's nice. I was expecting more of a kind of an RY4 with a stronger vanilla kick, but no, it's a nice flavour, so I'm enjoying that one. Obviously, my Offended by Fenders is better, but then no, it's very nice. I'm enjoying that very much, and I've also got some Morning Glory from Mayhem Vapor, Mayhem Vapor, which is rather nice as well. So yeah, a whole bunch of stuff going on. Oh, and there's a little bit of No Frills Mills Vanilla Bourbon Custard going on at the same time.
Yeah, on the Dat one, I've been vaping that all week, and it's really strange trying to get back into a tobacco vape, because I don't think that I've vaped any tobacco vapes for probably going on a couple years, and I have been enjoying it, but it's I had to step it down into like a K Fun, you know.
Yes.
It's nothing
that
it's not exactly something that you want to be lung punching.
No, it was a bit aggressive the first few times, and I did it at like 80 odd watts on a big old cloudy setup.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, that's not a dripping juice, or not a, not an RDA juice.
But no, it's nice. I'm enjoying it, and like you say, on a mouth to lung, something like that, it's brilliant. And with a coffee or something in the morning, it's fantastic. It works really, really nice.
I agree. It's not something that you're gonna blow through 120 mils in a week, but it's like sipping whiskey.
Yeah. No, it's nice though. I'm enjoying it. I've actually got that in my this Merlin mouth to lung thing.
What are you vaping on, Freshie?
I'm vaping on the Lemon Ecstasy. I've been stuck on that all week with the Dead Rabbit on the Minikin. Then, as always, I've got the Wasp on the iStick 200 QC, and I've got some DIY going.
Myself, I've been vaping on Dis one and Dat one and Disco Java, and in here I am running Banana Bondage in this setup here.
Is that 120 banana bondage?
What's left of it, yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely holes in Don's e-liquid bottles, because it just vanishes so quickly that there's no way I vaped it that quick. There's no way in heck.
Yeah, the Banana Bondage is one of my favorites. Also been running Hazy Custard this week. Another really good one from Adore E-Liquid. One of my longtime standby all-day vapes. So.
And sporting a fantastic beard this evening.
Pippi Longstocking's beard.
That's right. I wasn't sure if you were going Pippi Longstockings or full berserker mode, but you've answered the question, Gizzard Stiff.
I had a massive amount taken off of mine recently, and I'm a little bit gutted. I looked at an old video the other day, and realised that my beard was much bigger and much fuller.
Right.
And so I'm a little bit gutted. So I'm hoping I'm trying at night just to push it out. But
going to sleep,
hanging with my face off the ceiling, just having the beard tied up in case it stretches out.
That's gotta be fantastic for your back, though.
Oh yeah, and dubious sexual positions.
It's true. That's true. Just using you like a pinata.
Are you ready for your first UK question?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know, what is Marmite? Do you like it? And should we try it?
I'm not a Marmite person. It's a yeast extract that you can spread on your toast and do all sorts of things with. But I'm not a Marmite person, but I'm a Bovril person. You're in one of two camps if you're in the UK. You're either Bovril or you're Marmite. Well, three camps, because you're either of those two or none at all. But very rarely will you find someone who likes both the Marmite and the Bovril. I'd certainly say try Bovril. Everyone needs Bovril in their lives. It's marvellous. Put it on your toast. Put it in a hot drink. Just put a teaspoon of Bovril in a hot cup of water in wintertime. Oh, it's marvellous.
So, okay, are they completely different?
Yes.
So,
Yeah. Well, they're kind of a similar idea, but yeah, the Bovril one's much better. Much better.
Are they both salty, like savory type things?
Yeah. But no, you need to try some in your life. Definitely.
And have you ever tried the Vegemite?
No.
Which is the Australian version of Marmite, I guess.
No, I've not. I'll have to speak to Sam and see if he'll send me some over.
Okay. It was something that, you know, I watch a lot of British television, and they're always mentioning it on there, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, it tends to get used a lot as it's a thing. If people either love or hate something, then it's a very Marmite. Like this e-liquid is a very Marmite e-liquid, in as much as some people really like it and some people really hate it. But the people that don't like either Marmite or Bovril will be quite angry about the pair of them. They'll get themselves quite worked up about how horrific they are.
Okay.
But they're not. Don't listen to them. They're brilliant.
I'm just over here. My mind is boggled already, Dean. I'm like, bread already has yeast in it, and we're putting more yeast on it.
Yeah, yeah. But meaty yeast.
Meaty yeast.
It just doesn't sound good.
No, Bovril's definitely the future. I think it's got a yeast base. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I never really looked at it. It's one of those things that's just always been around. I think it's been around since the year dot, and just everyone has been brought up with, especially of my kind of age, with having that at some point in their lives.
I think here, like on our muffins and things, we always put butter, or whipped butter with honey, or molasses, or like sweet syrups and things like that. So when I first saw Marmite, I'm like, oh, it's probably like a dark brown sugar concoction, or and then when I started reading about it, I'm like, God, that sounds awful.
No, it's just a kind of a beefy extract that you can put in anything. Like I say, when I was at school, at high school, I used to bunk off. I don't know if you use the term bunk off, but it's just when you sort of run away and don't go to school for the day. There was a corner shop, and they used to sell these little plastic cups, and they'd make up a Bovril for you, and it cost like 15p or something. And so me and a mate would grab a Bovril and then go and sit in a haunted house for the afternoon. It's fucking marvelous.
Now I have to look up Bovril, because I'm completely unfamiliar with it.
Now I'm just picturing like like a couple kids with beef bouillon, like wandering around a haunted house, like.
No, it's great. It's great for a drink in the winter. It helps with your gravy, or if you're making meat and beef things, and you put some of that as part of whatever it's called when you put shit on meat.
Making gravy.
All that sort of stuff. But like I say, also on your toast, or get a crumpet, butter, Bovril. I tell you, better than sex.
Do you have one fresh?
I'm still boggled here, Gizzard Stew.
So I guess I want to know what it feels like to live on an island.
Pretty much the same as it feels like to not live on an island, but there's a little bit more water.
Okay. Where you live, are you anywhere close to the coast?
Yeah, I'm about 30 miles away, so yeah, I can go and spend a day on the coast but we don't really. It's nice if you like brown water.
If you
The
like
sea's
sand,
brown.
if you like sand in your toes.
Yeah, or butt crack. But yes,
I don't know. The concept of living on an island, I don't know. It intrigues me. But then I was thinking, well, because me and my wife went to the UK and Scotland for our honeymoon years ago, and so I've been there, and the whole time you're there, you really don't realize that you're on an island. So I guess if you live on a large enough island, it's more like a continent.
yeah. There's I can't remember the numbers, but it's something like wherever you are in the country, you're, I don't know, like 75 miles away from the sea or something like that. So you can get there. But I mean, you guys over there have some pretty fucking big lakes and things like that. So it's not
True.
really that much difference. When
I probably live probably about 5 miles from the ocean.
Yeah.
Not far.
Right.
But
do you ever go down there and go just? Do you go down there and just sit there and chill out and look at the waves and never?
Rarely.
That's one of those things. If you live near it, you don't do it.
Right.
No, I dread when I get near it on my bicycle because I know the wind is going to kick up, and so like you turn the corner to ride across this bridge out onto the Olympic Peninsula, and that's kind of how I do my rides when I'm doing like really long rides. I'll go out there, I'll make that turn, and you just feel that wind start pushing you. And if it's coming the opposite way, then you're really going to have a bad day because it's trying to push you over the edge of the bridge. So
are you ever going to visit Mr. Todd in his shed?
I'd threaten it, but even though it's a really small place, it still costs a fair whack. I mean, it's kind of, I think I can get, if I was to fly up to where Todd is from where I am, it'll cost about a third of the price of flying to America.
Oh, wow.
So it's ridiculous. But if I was to go down to London, then I could fly up for much, much cheaper. But then again, that's, you're still adding cost and time and all that sort of stuff. So I do say that I'm going to go and bother him at some point in time and break into his shed and all that sort of stuff. I know where he lives. So.
And Uber rides out of the question.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Dean the Vaping Biker live in the shed. Todd's not around. He's at work. He has no idea what's going on. Just like you wouldn't even have to say anything for that show either. You just kind of sit there and every once in a while kind of rustle stuff around and move things. And
yeah. What we want to do at some point in time would be cool if I went and recorded a review in his shed and he came and recorded a review in my studio. That'd be marvelous.
It'd be amazing.
I've really enjoyed your the shows that you've been doing as a duo, or when he comes on your feed.
Yeah,
you guys have a great rapport, and it's very entertaining to me, anyway.
We have a laugh, and people seem to enjoy it, which is what it's all about. I mean, it's not a show like this is, for instance. It's just something. It's my vlogs, and because we're usually chatting most of the time anyway, at some point in the day, then it just makes sense to have that chat in public sometimes.
Yeah. No, it's
and people love
fun.
it when we argue about stuff as well. So that goes down well. And he's a good old boy. He's a lovely chap.
Todd's a pretty amazing guy.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out when I first started speaking to him, and it's a long time ago, but he was one of the few reviewers that was sort of helpful, like super kind when I started, which was a bit of a shocker seeing he was it was him and Scott being the biggest ones in the UK. But no, he's just been an absolute superstar, which is nice. He's still a bellend, though.
It always amuses me. British swearing is like we're here, like we just drop F-bombs all the time, and then there's British swearing, which is like so much more sophisticated.
Yeah. but it's saying that I think there are words that, well, I think we may have had this conversation before, but there are words that Americans can say better than English people and vice versa.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we can swear with some serious gumption if we want to, though.
So polite, but with biting sarcasm.
That's
You got to build someone up and then knock them down as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you guys have the nicest way of just cutting somebody to the quick.
Well, we try. It's not the English way to actually appreciate what people do and be nice.
Polite meanness.
So one of the
Go ahead.
I was going to say I've been curious. So how far has your e-cigarette regulation kind of taken effect? I know you guys fall under the TPD, but you're still kind of doing your own thing, and I'm curious as to.
Yeah, kind of. 2 mil tanks are definitely a thing. However, there are some companies that don't, or some resellers that don't necessarily pay attention to the law, which is a huge upset to people that do pay attention to the law. Obviously, if you're trying to make your business work and you're doing things properly, when you've got some knobhead down the corner that's doing something against the law and getting all the business in because of that's desperately unfair, obviously. But no, so 2 mil tanks are a thing. 10 mil maximum size bottles with containing nicotine at any level, which is ridiculous. And whilst you can buy one shots and all that sort of stuff, there is talk at the moment of potentially including one shots and pre-mixed no nicotine juice in the TPD, which is going to be a nightmare for a lot of people if that's the case.
There you go.
So I mean, but the government's strange because in one hand they try and take it away by doing all of this sort of stuff, but in the other hand, then they're saying we have a like Stoptober over here where the government try and encourage people to stop smoking, and they, for the first time this year, they included it in their advertising on TV, which is brilliant. But then the Advertising Standards Authority got involved with it, and we're like, "Whoa, you can't say that." We all know because the law when it comes to advertising is all a bit of a nightmare as well. Right. But I think they managed to get through it. I'm not entirely sure. I can't really remember. But yeah, so the government doesn't understand what we do. There's been a resurgence recently of talking about prescribing vaping to help smokers give up smoking, which I think is a truly awful idea. But yeah, there's been talk of that again. But at the same time, like I say, they don't want us to have. You can't have anything higher than 20 milligram, either. So, it's the max juice you can generally get is 18. So if you're a sort of heavy smoker that goes to vaping where you would ordinarily have gone for like 24 milligram, you can't do that now. So it's all a bit of a mess, to be honest, and no one really knows what's going on. The government don't really know what's going on, and the trading standards that impose the rulings, they don't know what's going on. So they basically will go into a shop and have a checklist of going, right, okay, so that's a big Buddha. Is that on the list? Where are we on that one? And I have a feeling, I haven't checked over the last maybe month or so, but whilst there is a lot of things on the list for the TPD, there's nothing that's actually been approved. So they've got to sort of be very close to it, but nothing's been approved. So if you're a vendor, it's really difficult to identify what you're going to buy 1,000 pieces of, because at any time the government could say, well, no, you can't have that. So
that has an unapproved screw in it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that are all a big old mess at the moment, and that includes things like RDAs and all sorts of stuff. But it is what it is. We're just trying to get through it at the moment, but we will survive. We'll adapt. That's what we do.
Exactly.
And hopefully we can think that they'll stop being pillocks later on down the line.
Along those same lines, how about people that shop online within the UK? So I guess my question is, are you able to buy whatever you want, or does it get stopped by the transit authority or whatever. And
Well, legally, we can buy anything from outside of the EU. So if I want to buy a load of juice and I want to buy 19 mil tanks and whatever else, then I can do that if I want to buy them from the States, but I may not be able to buy them from Germany, for instance. So it's, yeah, that's the way it should stay. However, especially earlier in the year, I do know that there were people in the UK that had ordered from the States, and it had been seized by overzealous customs wankers that had then kind of either sent it back or destroyed the product. I don't think there's a lot of that going on now, thankfully, but yeah, it has. Once again, it's just the fact that nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I just imagine there's like a bunch of people in customs just sitting there vaping their faces off on these sweet Sherman tanks.
Absolutely.
oh, that's never going to make it there.
You weren't supposed to have it anyway.
Exactly.
Man, look, 25 millimeter build deck. What's up? Doing the Vaping Biker to that. Then just put that in the box.
Yeah, right.
Have you had any of the stuff that you are sent from like China or whatever? Has any of that been ever held up in customs?
I've had stuff that's taken a while to process through customs, and there's like 2 or 3 companies ordinarily that every time I get a delivery from them, then customs have been at the box with a knife and just sliced everything open with no real giving a shit about looking after what's inside it. And so they've sort of kind of gone through to check everything out. I've had that happen a lot. But the majority of stuff gets through fine and dandy, so I've not really had any major problems that I'm aware of. Which is nice.
So I have another kind of off-the-wall question for you. Normally I do this show with Life of Vapes, and unfortunately he couldn't be here tonight, but he always...
Oh, so I'm a stand-in. Oh!
He always has a question that he asks to every guest, so I figure that we need to go ahead and ask this.
He's not here. I already know what the answer is going to be.
Pirates or ninjas, and why?
Ninjas. I'm not going down the pirate thing. I'm going down the ninja thing basically because I am one. I spent many years in ninja school, and it's difficult that I have to wear this fat suit all the time to try and make myself look slow and uncomfortable, because when I'm all, you know, when all dressed up and what have you, then I float on treetops.
Okay.
I believe that's the best answer we've gotten so far.
I think so.
Oh, I thought for sure you were going to go pirate since he wasn't here. My mind told me I was like, today's the day, and Life is not even around to witness it.
Life is still alone on the boat.
That's right. No one is joining Life on his pirate boat.
Had it have been ninjas or Vikings, though, I would have been a Viking.
Okay.
Maybe he needs to adjust his. Maybe he just needs to adjust his fire, just like.
Exactly.
So you're not really opposed to the raping and pillaging part of it?
Normal life, mate. It's England. You know, we're based. A lot of us still live in mud huts, and you know, you have to do what you do to survive. And if that means going out and just
Pillaging,
doing a cow over, then you know, so be it. That has to happen. It's building the big old boats that are the biggest pain, to be honest with you, and carving out those big kind of head things at the front of them. It's a time-consuming job.
the dragons.
Oh, so hard.
So
When you're a youngster, 5 years old, 5 years, I was there rowing like that, big fucking boat, rowing away. I'm like, can I just have something to eat? Can I sleep? I'll be on 5. And they're like, nah, fuck you, get rowing. That's how hard it is here.
I believe it. That's how you develop the guns that Dean has developed over the years. Just
Exactly. And I should be. I mean, a lot of people say that kind of English people are all short, but that's why. It's because we have to fit in the underside of these boats so we can do the rowing. You see, you can't be 6'3" and do that, can you? So 5'9", get on it.
Oh man, I was you had my hopes up there for a minute. I was like, all the people in England are short. I can go and just blend right in. It's gonna be amazing. 5'9". I'm like,
But it seems like all of America is now over 6 foot these days. So, you know.
A lot of them. I noticed that quite a bit.
Yeah. when me and Todd go to events, I always get, "Oh, I thought you'd be taller," and he always gets, "I didn't realize you'd be that big." It's just a constant thing.
So I was asked this question once, and I will ask you this question, Dean.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you had to pick any animal from the animal kingdom to be president of the world or prime minister of the world, however you would like, what animal would it be and why?
Dolphin.
Dolphin.
Well, they're always happy, aren't they? You know, they've not got scary teeth. They look pretty smooth. They're not the orange peel effect, and you know they're pretty clever and probably more intelligent than most of the politicians. So dolphin, and they, you know, it'd just be nice, wouldn't it? If you have your president go and give you a speech and just go and give you a nice big smile, you'd be like, "Fucking right, go on, son, I'll vote for you."
That's right. It's not such a bad day today. You're right. You're right, President Dolphin. Back
Exactly.
to harvesting this tuna for you immediately.
Exactly. I'm not entirely sure how he'd support wearing a suit jacket because he's got no shoulders, but you know, that's something for him to work out.
I mean, they put suits on a banana, so
Well, true. You've got one on an orange at the moment over in the States, but you know.
no, that's true. That's true. Oh, those suits are all custom made, Dean. Don't worry about the logic behind how they managed to squeeze that man into a suit.
I think we've gone past logic, my friend.
We've been well past it for quite a while. You'll contemplative gizzard stew.
I always ask this question, so I'll ask my silly question too. Sharks or penguins, and why?
Sharks, because they're cooler and they've got big smiles, but the hammerheads with the things, the eyes out here, they're just cool. When I was down on the Falkland Islands a few years ago, and I went and hung out with a bunch of penguins. There was a load of penguins there, and they all kind of had their babies and all this sort of stuff. And there was one big fuck off penguin, and he was just shedding all of his feathers and getting his sort of grown up feathers in, and he just stood like that for a week and a half, something like that. And that's all he did. He just stood like that. And if you walk, we didn't want to get too close and upset his day, but you know, if you walk near him, he'd just kind of go, fuck you, and then just stay there. And that's all he did. And the rest of all of these little penguins just sat around and smelled bad. They're stinking little bastards. They really are. So yes, the shark, without a doubt, hammerhead, just because. Why the fuck not? It would be cool not to be able to fit through doors.
Yeah, I think that anybody that's ever had first-hand knowledge of penguins, like close up, would pick not a penguin.
Yeah, exactly. And they're loud and screechy little. Oh, dear. They look cute, but you know.
I picked penguins when Gizzard Stew asked me that.
They look cute through a camera lens, but if you ever met one, they stink.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the ice slides and going out and
Sharks
partying.
can do that. A shark can go down the slide. Might have a little bit of an issue if it was too tall and the stairs, I guess. But you know, otherwise.
Yeah, true enough.
I always just thought
You may have persuaded me.
the sharks eat penguins, so you know the whole food chain thing. It would probably be better to be a shark.
Boom.
Uh-oh. Is Niji leaving us? Or is that the president's parting words? So long and thanks for all the fish.
Yeah, I
Hitchhiker's
think
Guide
she's
to
just
the Galaxy.
commenting.
Do you have a towel on you at all times, Dean, the vaping biker?
towel?
Yes.
A towel, as in covering my gonads, or a towel for vaping?
A towel, as in covering your gonads.
I prefer to just let myself air dry as much as possible.
Fair enough.
I actually have, because I'm a rig fanboy. I actually have a rig vapey towel. I'm not actually a rig fanboy. Well, I do like it. But yes, no, but there is Vaping Biker towels of various sizes and fluffiness available at Vaping Biker. No, at vapemats.com. So,
Ooh.
it's got. I've rubbed my testicles with every single one of them, so every single one has my DNA on it.
That'd be comforting to sleep with.
The sales have just spiked
That's right.
or tanked.
But the fluffy one is super fluffy. It's crazy fluffy. It's really nice.
DNA. So since I know that you're a mech mod fan.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking tube mods,
Yes.
you've been through a lot of them. Do you have a favorite or a current favorite, and why do you like it?
Excuse me. I don't have any one particular favorite because I'm very, very lucky and I get to have a lot, which is nice. But as with a lot of things, it depends on what I fancy. If I'm fancying kind of a cloudy setup or a 2700 or 18650 or 18350 or whatever else. So, it's I've got a bunch of different ones for different reasons. I think possibly one of my favorite ones is my stacked 26650 Bay City Vapor one that there's been. Have you seen that? Have I shown you this?
Yeah, let's see it.
This to me is absolutely cool. So this is stacked 26650 and it's the Bay City Vapor jobby, BFM I think it is, big fucking mod. And then a company in the UK called Corrosive Creations did the thingy for me.
Patina.
Yeah. And inside there, you can't really see it, but there's the BCV logo going on there and then Vaping Biker going around the outside. So that's something that's got a very sort of special place in my heart. And I think it just looks like a beast. So,
That is a beast.
That's something that if I ever go to Germany, I'm taking this with me because the Germans love their big old mods.
I was pretty fond of the silver one that you've been waving around lately.
Oh yes, the Gizzard, the Stroker from Gizzard Mods.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That thing's sick looking.
Yeah, absolutely. That's up on my shelf at the minute. I'm getting quite a collection of 8 mods. I might have to trim it down at some point in time. But no, it's going. I've got a few. I mean, I like them, and unless they're really bad or with massive voltage drop, then I think they all have a place. And now we've got so many that are either super affordable or kind of like 2 years ago, if someone had said about spending $140 or $150 on a mech mod, you'd have probably been okay, cool, because you're used to things like the Nemesis or whatever else, like probably for 2 years. But now you can spend that money and get such a variety of different types of mods. It's crazy, and I love it. I think it's fantastic. And they're never going to let you down. The board's never going to break. You're never going to, if you've got a hybrid, you're not going to cock up your 510. It's just always going to be with you. So at a time when the world takes away all of your regulated mods, your mechs will just carry on pumping forever.
They're Armageddon proof as long as you can find batteries and charge batteries.
Absolutely. If not, that 26650 with a couple of hamsters running like fucking a wheel to charge it up. That'd be right.
Find a way.
Yeah.
That's right.
If you could
go for it, Giz.
Go ahead, Ferris.
Go ahead,
Right.
Giz.
Okay, another question. If you could sit and you could talk with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
My granddad, because I never knew him. He was a prisoner of war and was part of one of these people that built or was part of that building of the bridge over the River Kwai that film's all about and all that sort of stuff. But he was also a serious motorcycle fan. And that was actually one of the reasons for his untimely demise. But no, I reckon he'd have some cool stories. And being a biker as well, that's probably where it's in my DNA, and it's down to him. So that would be cool. Not really a famous person, I get, but
and you've never met him.
No,
he was gone before you.
Oh yeah, many years before I came on the scene. But no, so that would be super cool. Otherwise, I can't really think of anyone dead.
All right. If you had to pick a YouTuber to sit on a Ferris wheel with,
Mm-hmm.
who would it be?
Well, does it have to be vaping or not vaping or anything?
Any YouTuber.
Peter McKinnon. Up in Canada, just because that guy is so excitable pretty much all the time, and just a super clever guy, and I reckon he's super interesting to sit there and have a chat to. And yeah, so I've been watching a lot of, well, I think I've done his whole library over the last kind of month or so, and I think he's you know, a really cool guy. So if I ever got to Canada, I'd want to go and meet him. Don't know how that would happen.
Is that the name of his channel, Peter McKinnon?
Yes. Yeah, just a super clever guy. Really good on his cinematography and photography and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, huge inspiration on that kind of thing. But no, just a really excitable fella. And I like happy, excitable people. As long as they're, you know, don't approach me before I've had a couple of coffees in the morning.
Within reason.
But yeah, otherwise, obviously, I wouldn't mind being the Dean sandwich in between you two guys up on a Ferris wheel.
Well, see, the great thing about that is I'm little, so there's
There you
plenty of room for you guys to kind of spread out. And
There
I'll
you
just
go.
I'll just kind of be over on the side.
Fantastic.
We snuggle
Fantastic.
at the top arc. Came over the hill.
That's right. Gizzard Stu just throwing his arm around Dean as they hit that peak and the sun's going down.
Have you ever been on the giant wheel in London?
No, I haven't. The reason I haven't is because I've got a really short attention span. And because it moves so slowly, it would kind of get a quarter of the way up and I'd be like, right, I've seen it.
Okay,
man.
let me off.
On, go. It's London. Woohoo! There we go. Move on.
Yeah.
Well, seen all of it. All
See,
right,
that's
yeah.
the thing about a Ferris wheel. It's more about who you're riding it with than the apparatus itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Belinda Carlisle would be my next choice, I think. But that's just because I'm old and she helped shape my young boyhood.
Yeah, the Belinda Carlisle poster.
Oh, Xanadu playing in the background. Oh, it's magical.
But yeah, I don't really do fairground rides and stuff because I'm too much of a control freak as well. So if things go up, I've gone up on a couple of these scary rides in the past and I've been like, yeah, that was scary and I didn't really enjoy that at all. But if I can scare the crap out of myself on a motorbike, then I'm all for it because I'm in control on that one. But that's that's an issue, I think.
So, because we have someone from the UK on the show, I know people are dying out there to know what exactly is the tuition at Hogwarts.
Well, generally, it comes down to Dragon's Toenails. If you've got Dragon's Toenail, then basically that's scholarship straight into it. No fucking around. You're in. But otherwise, it can be quite challenging because there's like a DNA program, and you know it's getting regulated like most things in life these days. And yeah, so you have to submit to that. There's certain amounts of testing. There's a probe which looks like a very small talking witch's hat that goes in places that you don't really want that to go. So, yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge, and it's expensive, but not financially on your soul.
Mm. I can see that. I can just see the hurt. I can just see the hurt in your muggle eyes.
Yeah. I mean, the movie's glamorized it. To be fair, much harder.
I'm starting to see that completely.
Yeah. It's challenging. I lasted like 3 days, and then I was like, no, that's not going up there again. Leave me alone.
Not for me.
Yeah.
But I want to work you like a puppet.
Yeah, that's so real. I did also give myself concussion 3 times by running into different brick posts trying to get onto the train station platform because I'm not the brightest.
Oh, is there a concussion protocol at Hogwarts?
Well, you're not supposed to, but there's one very special one that you have to go through to get to the right platform, and I couldn't find it.
I was worried that Hogwarts was like the NFL. Like, well, he concussed himself. You got to sit out 8 weeks.
No, they prefer it if you're concussed. You can't fight.
That answer was way more than I expected.
Oh, this is a bad question, but football or cricket? And why?
Neither. Football, as in proper football, not the rugby with pads that you have over there, but the proper football is I don't get it. Too many, like the idea of spending 90 minutes watching 22 very spoiled rich kids running around and hugging each other and having a little cry because someone flicked them. They're no, far too much of a pansy for that. So no, none of that. And then and cricket is. Have you ever watched cricket? It's the dullest thing in the world.
For about
It's
10
game
minutes.
lasts days, literally days. That's why when you go to cricket, there are so many drunk people there and they don't cause trouble because they have been shit faced for 3 days. Go, just fucking win someone. And that's So no, neither of them. I'm afraid not really a sporty person. I was a powerlifter back in the day, so individual sports. Once again, control freak.
Makes sense. I know you have huge guns.
No. I'm losing weight now. See that? I'm
That's
getting
good.
much skinnier. The problem with losing weight is when you're a fatty, it keeps away the wrinkles because you stay inflated. But once you kind of start losing weight, you wither like an old balloon from last Christmas, which looks either like your grand's tit or just a really saggy face. So it's a face like a test, like Gordon Ramsay.
Oh man.
I'm really glad I never got to see my grandma's tits. So
imagine a balloon from last Christmas. And then call your therapist instantly.
that's right. Well, gentlemen, it's been a lovely show.
My goodness.
But no, I mean, I love how kind of Americans get super excited about the padded rugby, and I love how Canadians seem to get really. I could watch for ice hockey, and that's a game that I could watch. Never watched it, but I could watch it, just because it seems like people kick the crap out of each other for no real good reason. That I'm okay with that. That's fine.
And it's fast.
Yeah. I think that's something that I could sit there and get awfully excited about.
Fast
Yeah,
paced.
it's always moving.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely the best part of ice hockey is it's always moving. There's no time for commercial breaks. It's just always going.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I think that's fantastic.
Always in need of dental care.
Yeah. So if I do ever come across to Canada, then I need to meet Peter McKinnon and go and watch a ice hockey match. There you go.
That's right, because I'm going to be building igloos in your backyard.
Exactly.
That's right. Dean's moving to Canada. I'm moving to Canada. Like I have no more excuses at that point. Like just going. Whether they want me or not, here I come, fellas.
And I'm sure they're crying out for a slightly disabled, fat, clueless YouTube reviewer to go and be part of the Canadian landscape. So I imagine I'll be in easy.
I believe I will be right behind you there. An even less popular YouTuber. Some marginal skills in the medical field.
You do good things though. You're a nice person. I'm a miserable old twat.
Oh, I can be a miserable old twat too. I think we could get a couple rocking chairs and throw rocks at little kids as they're going by to school.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Get off.
And then
my
we'll go back
lawn.
and go back inside and we'll do a live show where we look like we're really, really great for this community and really nice people because we've taken it out on the small children that we're walking by.
Exactly. You got to have a pressure release valve somewhere.
That's right. Mine just happens to be throwing rocks at school children.
Exactly.
Have point system. Like
Screaming, "Get off my land!" And
Get
then
off my
very
lawn.
they're just running off. You're renting a cocksucker. Like what?
Shut up, Grandpa.
But there we go. So that's a bunch of England for you. Anything else random while we're here? Nice.
I don't really have anything else Gizzard's do.
Vape
Gizzard's got one,
models.
though. I can see it in his eyes.
Vape models. How do you feel about vape models?
Sex sells. Sex sells. It's always going to be a thing. It's always going to be there. It's deeply frustrating when you see some of these vape models on Instagram that have got 150 followers and they say I'm a vape model and I want sponsorship. That's just. But I tell you what, there needs to be more vape models kind of that aren't in their 20s, you know, that are older and like they're kind of 30 and 40-year-olds and stuff, because there's a lot of very sexy ladies out there. And I don't want to keep looking at these 21-year-old girls and making me realise how old I am. Makes me feel like a proper old bird.
Flipping through your Instagram, like, looking around, make sure no one else is around.
Exactly.
All right, I'm okay to give that one a heart.
I'm too scared to heart any of them, I think. Just because I can imagine them looking through the phone going, oh, he's cool. Oh, who's that old bastard? Fuck off.
Yeah, Dean the Vaping Biker. Who the fuck is this? I don't even really vape.
Yeah, exactly.
The government, we have a little problem with your Instagram likes.
Her profile said she was 18.
I can't help what I like.
But no, so I want to start a campaign for older vape models. I think that'd be brilliant.
Well, they're vape models. I like it.
Yeah, let's make it a thing. Let's make it happen.
How about,
Probably calling them older vape models is not going to score you any points, to be fair. Though.
how about male vape models?
Meh, they don't really do anything for me.
Me either.
I'm not sure. I don't think you're following the meter vapes. What that guy's got going on over on his Instagram.
But they all of these kind of toned fucking male models just make me feel, you know, when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I was muscular, I was all right, I was pretty fit. Now I'm old and fat, so I don't need that in my face all the time. Thank you very much. Go away with your pecs and your abs. I'm not interested. Fuck off. Show off. Basically, I feel the same as everyone felt about me when I was in that state. And now I'm getting old, I can be grumpy. It's acceptable.
Yeah, looking back at like 19-year-old you're like, the fuck is wrong with that guy?
Exactly. I can totally see why. Like my dad was really kind of worried about me being a skinny metalhead with long bleached hair and all that sort of stuff, and rocking out and thinking that music was the way forward. That was what was going to make me a rock star later in life. But no, I was actually just a prick.
Oh, one more question, Gizzard Stew. You look like you're getting ready to take us off the air, but
Go ahead.
I saw you
I
reaching.
was trying to segue.
You were trying to segue to
And plus look at things so that I could get ready to take us off the air.
greatest musician from the UK, Dean Go.
Oh shit,
That's a toughie.
that is super tough. Oh, I honestly can't think of any.
It could
I
just
can't
be
think-
your favorite.
No, I haven't really got any English favourites. Thunder. There we go. The band Thunder. Just there we go. Best proper rock band. Proper English rock band. They had an album called Backstreet Symphony. They released, I think, in about 1989, and I still listen to it to this day because it's just awesome. Every track is a banger. So yes, Thunder, the band.
Thunder. Look it up.
There you go, everybody. Gizzard Stew's on the Googles.
I guess it would be those, and then slightly under would be Iron Maiden or something. But
There will be links to Thunder, the band, and whoever the guy from Canada is in the description.
But no, I strongly urge if anyone likes a little bit of distorted guitar and likes a proper rock, none of this namby-pamby eyeliner and spiked black hair and so I'm metal. None of that going on, but just proper grunty rock. Not angry metal, but grunty rock. And they still rock. I saw them a couple of years ago and they're still awesome.
That being said, I want to thank you for taking the time and staying up late and coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it. It was fun. I enjoy you. And thanks.
Thank you very much for having me. Had a brilliant
Well, the
time.
heart's a Dean.
Thank you, Fresh, for co-hosting in Life's absence tonight. That's great.
Anytime.
And I don't know, Dean, do you want to take us out?
I can do. Should we do a cloudy one? Should we all cloud at the same time?
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. And
Get off your butts and vape. Get off your butts and vape.
have it long.
Get off your butts and vape. Get off your butts and vape. Get off your butts and vape. Get off your butts and vape.
Swirling. Bye.
Peace.